2 out of 3 Google searches now end without a click. That's up 6 out of 10 from just 2 years ago. I got that from Spark Toro data reported by Search Engine Land. So what does that mean exactly? It means that when people are doing a search, a Google search like you've done for years, instead of seeing a bunch of ads on the side of the page, you're getting actual information from what I call generic AI, an AI that is answering your question and can continue to have a conversation with you in that format without going to ChatGPT, without going to Claude, just talking to the Google AI. I sometimes do that in incognito and ask a question because I want to see and test, and you can try this too, see if you show up for something that you talk about, for something that someone might have heard you mention that is connected to you, that they might be searching for. And if they search for a term that has become basically synonymous with you, with your brand, with your product, with your program, with your way of thinking, see what happens. I tried that. And here's what happened. When I did a Perplexity search, this is just part of the page. I just wanted to show you actually the most important part, because when I ask it about the iron triangle of findability, which is something that I talk about on a regular basis, and why I talk about it is exactly this. What happens? Who shows up? So as you can see, I was in Perplexity and I asked the question and it talks about where I was talking about it and all that. But what I really want you to notice is right here, that red arrow that I added so we could find it really easily. Other people, e.g. Jake Scudder, Eduardo Sanchez, have shared or referenced her post about the iron triangle of findability, but they're amplifying Lorenz's framework rather than originating it. Thanks, guys. And so that's the difference right there. So why should you even care about this? Well, here's the bad news. The bad news is that if you're not paying attention to this, and if you're not taking steps to be able to be found online, and you're not running ads, and you don't want to post on social media 27 times a day, you might start to become invisible. And not because you're doing anything wrong, just because the ground beneath us has moved, and it's moved dramatically just in the last year or so. But there's good news about this also, because what this means for regular people like you and me, ones that aren't going with a team, have a huge marketing budget, are paying thousands, if not millions of dollars, literally into ad spend every single month, are driving themselves crazy trying to figure out how to crack the code, so to speak, on running ads to whatever they've got. We don't have a massive audience. You don't need any of that for this to start working for you. That's why I call it the iron triangle, because it's solid, it's enduring, and it'll keep on working for you because it compounds also. Because once it's out there, it's out there. It's not going away or disappearing. Once you are starting to be found, that just continues to compound more and more and more. The thing is, you don't need a massive audience. You absolutely don't need a big marketing budget, or really much of any marketing budget at all. You just need to be clear. You need to be very clear about what your message is, what is the thing you want to be found for, and you need to be consistent. You do have to do some steps to put your content out there, but this isn't the same as being a content creator. This is speaking directly to what the people you choose to serve, that you're called to serve, what they are looking for, what they need, what words are they using. Now, I'm not saying anybody's saying iron triangle of findability. You're not getting up in the morning and saying, wow, I need one of those. But when we talk about the topic, which is being found online, I start to show up for all of these things. And that's what can happen for you with whatever your thing is. This is what clarity does for you. Then there's consistency. If you don't know what it is that you want to share, if you don't know what it is that you're offering, what you want to be found for, you're just going to end up in a confusing pile of nothingness, because no one's going to be able to find you for that one thing. Now, I understand this because I've gone through it myself. I just recently went into high gear about findability because I realized how important it is right now and how important it's going to remain and how fast everything is changing. The problem is that when you have decades of experience like I do, and maybe you do too, It's really easy to talk about a lot of different things, and you have a passionate feeling for a lot of the different topics that you work with. I can talk about AI and copywriting and marketing strategy and mindset and the inner messages that keep us with limiting beliefs, keep us stuck there. I can talk about all those things, and I do, but under the umbrella of findability. And so, as I really have doubled down on that just in the last couple of weeks, guess what's happening? It's starting to work already. You might have noticed when I shared the screen, what I got found for was LinkedIn newsletter, not randomly posting, not going after people on LinkedIn and sending DMs and trying to get someone to do something with you, but simply utilizing a powerful tool on LinkedIn, which is the LinkedIn newsletter, and a specific way you do these, a specific way this all works together for the three-sided triangle. And that's what I teach people to do. And regular folks like you and me, no big ad budget, no team. I have no team. I used to have a team that required me to invest $8,000 to $10,000 every single month, along with an ad budget that was in the tens of thousands of dollars to have my business running. But now with AI and learning how to leverage the tools of AI, the ones that work for you, you don't have to know how to do everything, but knowing how to use the tools that work the best for you for a specific purpose is what I'm doing and what I'm teaching others to do as well. When you just implement those things consistently, it starts working for you, and you can do it much faster than you might have thought, much more effectively. You don't have to have a team to do it. I do have a tech person that helps me just a little bit, but it's very occasional, like a few hours a week. And so the rest of it I do on my own. And I was famous for saying that I'm not a techie. I am not a techie. And now I'm kind of proudly saying, I've learned to be somewhat of a techie. Not that it has to be complicated, though. It's actually simple. I'm not saying that's easy, but it is simple. And so what this does for you is clarity and consistency without complication. That's the path we're on. Now you might be saying, well, I don't know. Why does anybody need to find me? I don't know. Why do they? Do you want to have any kind of an online business? Do you have a skill that you've been doing for 10, 20, 30 years that you would like to do in a different way, or implement part of your abilities with that in a different way online so that you can work on your own terms from wherever you want, work less, possibly make more? Is that of interest to you? Are you already having some kind of a program or a training or a done for you service that you're capable of doing, but you have no idea how you're going to get in front of anybody? Because maybe you've noticed on the social media platforms, the reach is really reduced. It's a lot harder to get people to see your posts, that type of thing. And so we want to use the most powerful tools in the toolbox. We want to leverage it the most powerful way. And so if you have anything like that, maybe you're approaching retirement or already have retired and you want to do something else. You don't want to just sit at home and gaze out the window. You want to do something productive. You want or need to make additional income. You have other people that you want to impact in a positive way. You have something that maybe is newer in your life that you've developed that you know is going to change lives. Here's the thing. We don't have to change everybody's. It'd be amazing if we could change everything for everyone in the world, but we know that's not possible. And so where can we have the impact? What corner of humanity can we impact in a positive way? What mark can we leave so that when our time on earth is done, it's job well done, job well done. Because even if you've changed the life of one person, you've done something very special. And so do you want to let that go by the wayside? Or would you like a natural, simple way, consistent way, powerful way for people to find you? Now, if that's not of interest to you, this won't matter to you at all. You can just go about your day, and whatever you're doing that's bringing you happiness and joy, continue to do just that. But if you're like me and you still feel a pull and a nudge and a calling to serve others, to help people in a different kind of a way than maybe you have before, or to show other people how they can find their way with whatever that is, or find healing, or find a solution, or find an answer. Maybe it's as simple as, what kind of cell phone should I get next time? Or how do I make this computer work? You might be doing things like that, right? But you still want to impact people with that and help them with that. It doesn't have to mean we're changing the axis of the earth with what we do, but that we get satisfaction from it and interaction and continuing to have brain growth and stimulation because we continue to learn and to do and to provide and to share and to show up. So that's how everything's changing, but there's good news in that change. And adaptability is another hallmark of success and longevity, to be able to adapt to new situations and to learn. That's why I do the Findability Challenge. It's coming up soon. I will put the information in the description for you if you're interested in that. If you'd love to be able to learn how to do this, join me for the challenge, because this is what we do. I hope this actually inspires you, but also opens your eyes to what's happening when it comes to just how are things getting found. They're getting recommended, they're getting discussed, not just a listing where you choose which ad you're going to click on. And the way that happens is by showing expertise in a consistent way that both humans and AI and search can find and share. Until next time, this is Tina Lorenz. I look forward to speaking with you again very soon. Bye for now.